Okay, so we're going to go through how to do this kind of crocheted cover on a coat hanger. This is what the finished product is going to look like. So what we need is a padded coat hanger. This one has a plastic cover. There's lots of different types you can get. What we're also going to have is some 8-ply yarn. I've got the Marvel 8-ply here. The Stallion is not the right one to do for this. It's a bit small, but any other larger 8-ply will be great. A couple of paper clips, which will help us when we're stitching it onto our coat hanger. We have a 4.5mm crochet hook. We have a darning needle here with it's used for yarn, so it's got a blunt end, and a pair of scissors. So we will make a start. Leave a decent about 15 centimeters at the end because we will use that to sew up one of the ends. I'm going to start with a slip knot and we are going to chain 18. Okay, so we have 18 chains, half double crochets for this pattern. So we're going to go into the second stitch from the end, and we're going to half double crochet, and then we're going to do that all the way to the other end. So the last one here. Then we're going to chain 2, turn our work. We're going to do a double crochet, but we're just going to go into this back stitch. Okay, and we're going to do that all the way across. So half double crochets just into that back stitch, and that will be the start of the pattern. Otherwise your work will get smaller and smaller. So we've got one left. And that's actually the front of the stitch, and we're going to chain 2. So turn your work, so as you can see down here we have a little line across our work, and here you can see a bit of a V pattern. So for this one we're actually going to work into the back, so we're going to do a double crochet and we're going to go into the back of this stitch here, into the back of the next one, and we're going to do that all the way across. So when we lay it flat, we're going to have a lovely V. Okay, so we're pretty much at the end. Make sure we get this last stitch. Okay, and you can see the nice pattern coming in, and then we just repeat this, so we have 32 of these. So you've got this pattern and then the V all the way. So you go this side, you'll go into the front, next row you'll go into the back. So when we finished, here's one that I prepared earlier, okay, and you can see we have 32 across. When you finish at the end, the amount of the tail that you want to leave is pretty much 3 times the work. So you just sort of go 1, 2, 3 roughly. Don't do it any less than 3 because this is what we'll actually be using to stitch our cover together. Okay, so if you place it there, you can see it's a bit short. That's okay because it's going to stretch. So, okay, so we're going to find the middle. So to find the middle, we have count up 8 V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, then we want to find the middle. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we want to go into number 9 is going to be pretty much the middle here. 9 from this end. And all we're going to do is, with that hole, we're going to get our coat hanger. We're going to just poke it in through here and slide it over the top. What you want to do then is grab your crochet hook and put that down in this space and very gently loop the ribbon up using your hook. Push that down a bit, so there we go. We can, so now what we want to do is start to sew the ends in. So we're going to sew the two ends, sew this, the outside of the stitch, and it will just give a nicer finish. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Then just go through one, make a knot, tie it off so it's secured, pull it nice and tight, and then just weave it in. And this is going to be turned around and be the end of the hanger. So you can see now it's got plenty of stretch in it and it will sit nicely over the end. Just give it a bit of a poke. Now for this end, what we're going to do is, this one has the longer tail. Stitch on together to the other end. So we're going to just pop this over. Okay, so you can see that now we just have to do underneath, and this is where our handy Bulldog clips come in, because you can see to try and hold this and stitch it at the same time is rather difficult. So we can pull it together, use our little Bulldog clip. We'll do this one here. Then all we do is have a look and try and match up our stitches. Okay, and we go, we do this all the way along. See how it just holds it there nicely, makes it a lot easier. And then we just do this all the way to the end. And then we end up with our finished hanger. When you're finished, just tie off like we did before and feed it through. And then, voila. Just move it around and adjust it a little bit. Try and get it to line up as you can, if possible, but from the top, that's where we're mainly looking at. And that's how we do our coat hanger.